present to you is something very serious. And I just need to capture your attention just for a moment. And the reason why I need to capture your attention is because I'm tired of people speaking over our lives and we don't venture out in all that we need to do. So what I'm about to do is present to you college versus prison. I want you to keep this in mind as you see college and as you see prison. Because statistics expect us to stand on one thing and one thing only. And that's the words that have been spoken into our lives from the time of childhood in grade school to the time that we may or may not graduate. One thing you can be sure of is that America waits for those that are African American, Hispanic, and minorities never to make it past the 10th grade. As a matter of fact, in the colleges today, it is now proven that among all races, there are 3 times more African Americans that live in prison cells than in college dorms. That is the status of MSNBC census done in 2010. Imagine what it's like now. This is not counting those that live off the college campus. The civil rights advocates have been known and stated that the rate is startling. So startling that it's causing somewhat of a shake within the atmosphere and even within the neighborhood that says that even they think it's a great thing that 2.7 inmates that are Latinos is living in the prison versus the college housing. There was a man called Mark Moriah. He's president and CEO of the Urban League. He was found quoted saying, "This is one of the greatest social and economic tragedies of our time." They call this a tragedy, that we have this many African American men versus this going to college. They said it's a tragedy, and it's almost sad. There's been a steady increase of incarcerations of minorities since the 1980s, and this is 2012. Amy Stewart Wales, she's one of Columbia University's best and professors and teachers. She says she feels that there are several reasons why blacks don't reach college, and I'm going to give you the reasons. One is poverty. She said out of all the blacks, out of all the people in America, blacks have the highest rate of poverty. She said maybe it's because of the inner city schools not accepting the schools that children go to. When they go to the inner city schools, they're not giving them the academic information like they do in the other schools. So therefore, when the colleges look for a certain student, they overlook those that are even high achievers in our schools because their criteria doesn't meet the college. It also says that single parent homes. A mother can't push a kid, a father can't push a kid. So that sons find themselves out in the street trying to make their own way. Prison has their name on their door. You come into no education in a parent's home. Most of our parents are not educated. They don't graduate high school. They don't go get their GEDs. They don't go for their college education because somebody knocked on the door one time and told them, "You don't need it anyway. Just be the best street sweeper that you can be." Those who don't graduate have a higher rate of going to prison when living in the inner city. This was quoted by Gary Orfield of the Civil Rights Organization, the Civil Rights Organization. He stated that when living in a neighborhood full of crime, all you see is crime, then you become the crime. Nearly 40,000 of our inmates lack a high school diploma. Out of all the inmates, the men made up 90%. 41 of them were our African American youth. In college, 73% are Caucasian. 12% are African American. Asians are 7%, 6% for Hispanics, the rest are others. Now, according to the Sentencing Project, who just did a census, 1 out of 8 black men in their 20s is in prison or jail. They now said that 1 out of 3 black males born today will go to prison. Those that don't attend school or make it to college are usually killed before the age of 21. If you're not thinking about college or have not thought about college, I want to take this time after I've given you that information just to influence your decision. Some of you are graduating this year, some of you are still in school, and some of you have already graduated and you're doing nothing. Maybe there are some of you who feel you are too old and it's just not worth it. This is your time. Why do I say college? There's an estimated 2,500,000 black students in college according to the census facts for features. Out of those 2,919,000 of them are our males. Somebody should be happy about that. My plea to you today is to get educated, and let's begin to make the census and everyone else who felt you couldn't make it a liar. One reason you should go is to invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. You got to trust something somehow. You might as well believe in you. This opens a wide variety of collateral for you to begin to be your own person. It's investment time for a lifetime. Maximize your earning potential. Begin to write your own paycheck. One of Mary Stanley's viewpoints of 5 reasons to go to college, written 9/29/2011, Mary believes that college also teaches discipline. There's people that say the reason why black people won't go to school is because they don't want to be disciplined. This is something that you will need all through life. Whether you go to school or whether you don't go to college, you're going to always need discipline. It's time to set your economic standard. What do you desire? What do you want out of life? Where do you desire to go in life? When you graduate college, the need for money is not an option. Providing you, proving who you are in the bigger places is not an option. The streets have nothing to offer but death and destruction. They come to take you out. They come to do you in. They come to mess you up. The streets are messing with our young ladies to the point where they're getting pregnant at early ages, and the only thing they know is being a mother, and they're not ready. The only thing they know is prostitution. They're not ready for the streets. We have young men that are in the streets, and the streets are literally carrying them away by the guns and the knives of society. They're taking them out one by one, and we're sitting back watching and saying, Lord, help us. But really, the help is on us. I say to you as parents, I say to you as young people, I say to you even as a young man, you can be anything you desire to be as long as you understand who you are. We've been told so long that everything has to be a certain way. But I'm saying to you today, because God created you, and he said you can be anything you want to be as long as you follow him and submit to him. I believe now it is the time to raise up and begin to walk in a spirit of excellence, that you understand that academically you can do anything you want to do as long as you desire to do it. You can walk across the stage with the highest of honors. You can hit college and begin to ask God to begin to put an excellence on your mind, and you become one of the highest students there. It's all in what you desire. My goal today is to persuade you to turn your head. And I know people have told you that college is not an option. There's grants and scholarships for minority people that you've never seen before, only if you choose to go. Regardless of whether you graduated and you've been out of school for 6 years, or whether you didn't graduate and you desire to go back, never let it stop you from where you can go. You don't need to sling drugs to get your Giorgio Armani suit and your Mont Blanc watch and drive your BMW if that's what you desire. It's called education. College versus prison. I'm speaking to my young men. I'm speaking to my young ladies, because it comes a time, and even my men and women, it comes a time that we deserve the best. And I refuse to allow what someone's saying to give me anything less than what was already promised to me. How many are Abraham's seed? I'm the seed of Abraham. God told Abraham, look out into the land. Everything you see, it belongs to you. Not only you, but your seeds, 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 seeds for generation to come. We are part of that seed. College versus prison. Which one will you take today?